One of the more advanced features of Digital Florists is that you can, and probably one of the more exciting features, is that you can put automations in. These automations are fully customizable. You can use automations to create tasks. You can use automations to create emails and to create SMSs. And you might want, it's basically to any tasks that you're doing regularly for certain types of orders or certain things, you could put an automation in, so you're not having to do that all the time, and takes the thinking out of it. Now, the way you would set up an automation is you go to settings and you go to advanced, and then you go to automations. Now, when you click create automation, you've got this screen, which is where you'd set them all up. To help you get started, we have a selection of automations in here that I use in my shop. And that is just to make it easy for you, so you could just select these. You could use our automations and edit or change them as you see fit for your business. So I'll start off just by showing you how to do one from a preset. You click on the preset, you would click that, then over here, this will just show you, and it'll help explain a little bit how the automation works. You would always have a trigger. So in this case, the trigger is when an order is created. The condition, so whether in this case it needs to be an order, funeral order type that is created, and also it needs to not be a funeral order that is going out for relay, because we wouldn't want these same things happening for a relay order. It creates 3 actions. So the first action is 7 days before the event or the order flowers task is created on the dashboard. A create task is created 4 days before the funeral, so that you can start making and start preparing. What you'll see with this one, there is an enable looping. And what that does is it does it from the order items. So if you've got a funeral order with multiple order items on it, it will create a checklist task so that you can check off each item as you do it. And this is really useful if you are making it across multiple days and you've got different team members in different days. They can mark the ones that they have done, bounce the task to the next day, and then the next team can pick it up and see very clearly which ones have been made and which ones haven't been made. We also use the check over, and that's 1 day before the funeral. And then the 4th action is to photograph it, and also 1 day for the funeral. Let's say you didn't want one of these actions for some reason, you could just use the bin there and press yes to delete it. The only other thing you would need to do after checking through that works for your business is you would just need to select the category, and that is because the categories you can edit and change and make all your own categories, so we don't automatically default that in the preset. So you would just select what the category is, and then you hit create automation, and then every time you put a funeral order on, it would create these series of tasks. With all automations, we would advise that once you've set it up, you do just test it with a dummy order just to make sure it's working as you'd expect. The other thing I would like to show you with automations is that once you've created an automation, you can disable it. So let's say you're in the testing phase and you have just created the automation, but you don't have time to test it straight away. You could just toggle it off and then toggle it back on when you're ready to test. The other thing, I'm just going to show you create automations in the presets. We've got a series of the presets that we use for events, and we use it quite extensively in the events, as you can see, for different stages when the event's in different stages of the life cycle. But just to show you something over here, when an order's paid in full, it automatically sends out, so when the event status, payment status changed to paid, and it equals wedding, and that because we might have, for different event types, we might do different types of messages to go out to them. In this case, it would send an email when your flowers are paid in full, and then again here we've typed out what the message we want to say, but we've used these variables, and that is just so that you can really customize the order so that it sounds like it's written to them, like you've sat down there and you've typed out that email. So it's hi, and then we've chosen the preset of the customer's first name. Thank you for paying your balance in full for your event type, for your wedding. So you'd pop that in there. So event type. It's over here somewhere, I'm not even there. You go, event type on your event date. So we're, just confirming to them we've got the right thing, is now settled. We're excited to be part of your special day. If you have any questions in the meantime, please get in touch. We'll be happy to help. You might want to put your actual business name over here. But again, that is just showing you the sort of things. Take some time. If you're using the events part, you might want to use my automations to begin with, do a test order through the process and decide whether they're going to work for your business and tweak them according to what you do. The other thing you can do in Create Automations, just to show you, you can send SMSs. You would need an SMS package. So if you don't have one of those enabled, but you do want it for automations, then do speak to us about that. Send emails, and you can create tasks. And I'm sure you can see from what I've shown you here that these could be really, really useful. They are an advanced feature, so if you do get stuck, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. It's not a problem for me to help, but I know some people do like to be self-sufficient, and this is just a good way of giving you a quick whistle-stop tour of them.